Hello, my name is Dr. Carter, and I am going to introduce the syllabus for Nursing 597 in this recording. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to share my screen. There we go. So here is the syllabus for the course 597, Summer of 25, Asynchronous. This is me. If you notice, my email address is not there. I really don't do super great with email. So if you could text me, please, this is my phone number. And if you have any questions or you need anything, just go ahead and send me a text. If it's really important and you do need to send an email, please still send me a text and say, hey, I just sent you an email, and then I'll check it. I don't check it very often. I'm even worse in the summer. And so if you could just send me a text, that would be the best way to get a hold of me. It's a 2-unit class. Here's all the books you'll need, but don't worry, you don't have to buy all those. These should be all the books you've had so far in the education portion of your program, of your classes you've already had. So you should already have these books. Okay, scrolling down, we have some course objectives, and you can read through all of this. Basically, I just want to go over this, the learning activities. So this is from A all the way down to H. The cover page, CV, resume, that's parts 1, 2, and 3 on the rubric, and I'll show you the rubric. And then we have 4, A, B, and C, 5, A and B, and 6, A and B. All of that makes up your portfolio, which is this. So what you'll do is you do each portion and you turn it in for a grade, and I grade it, and then I give you feedback, and you need to fix it before you put it all together in the final portfolio. So you'll turn all of these in a second time here in the final portfolio, and it should be all fixed and perfect. Super, super important. When I give you feedback on your assignment, make sure, 1, just fix it right away. And 2, going forward for the rest of your assignments, I don't want to see the same mistakes. So if I already told you in 4A, you did your italicization incorrect in your references, then make sure in all the rest of them, you have fixed that italicization, okay? And then for sure, before you turn it into your final portfolio, it all needs to be correct. Okay, and then the only other part that's not part of the portfolio is the presentation at the end, and we will talk about that later, but basically you are going to present your worksheet for C right here, and that's your NLN teaching competency worksheet. So like I said, all of this has a rubric. So let's go to the rubric and look at the assignments for all of these.
Oh, bro, really, bro?
So here, there we go. Here's the rubric. So for parts 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to put together a portfolio online. Make sure you make a cover page with like the title page and table of contents, all of that. And then your first assignment is a resume or curriculum vitae. Talk a little bit more about that in just a second. So that's your first portion. And then here is 4 reflective journal responses, and we have 4 A, B, and C. So for example, when 4A is due, then this is where you need to go and look at the rubric and say, what am I supposed to do for 4A? This is what I do for 4A. Everything in here needs to start with a title page, the paper, and then end with a reference page. Usually the content is never the problem. It's the APA. I will do a separate video on APA, but please, this is a last class, graduate class. In a graduate program, you have to graduate knowing APA. So these have to be pristine in your APA. These points right here, this is how much points it is worth the first time you turn it in as an individual assignment. And then how much it's worth when you turn it in the end in the whole portfolio. Okay. So when we jump into Blackboard, I'll show you an example of the curriculum vitae. And then let's look really quick at 4C. This is the hardest portion of the portfolio, I think. And it's the worksheet. You've already done one in 582 and 584. It's the same one. You'll fill one out for this class, and it will have all 582, 4, 6, and 8. So when you fill this final one out, go ahead and submit the same assignment in your 586 class, because it will have the content needed for that class in the final worksheet. So let's look at that really fast, but just to review, this is your rubric, what you're going to do for each assignment in the class. It goes all the way down here. And then, part 7, this is optional. If there's anything that you did along the way in the program that you're proud of and you want to be part of your final portfolio, you can upload it and I'll take a look at it and see if there's any little things that need fixed or whatever, or if not, it's fine. But you can make it part of your final portfolio. Okay. All right. I'm going to switch over to the NLN competency worksheet, which is 4C. Let me reshare here for just a second. Share. 4C. Okay, so that should be this. And this is 4C. It should, like I said, look familiar. It should be the same one that you've done in 582 and 4 already. And what I need you to understand about this for 597 is when you did this for 584, you could just put I met course objective 2 here. But because this is all of them together in one worksheet, you're going to have, so for example, for competency number 1, I met the AACN domains and core competencies 1, 7, and 5, whatever. And course objectives might be NUR 582, didactic number 3, NUR 586, clinical 2. So like you have to specify exactly which course objective you're meeting for each course. Okay. And when I do the Blackboard video, I have a little spreadsheet that I use. I guess I could just show you right now. Stop share, reshare, and it is right here. I'll show you where it is in Blackboard. But basically, it's just a super quick little spreadsheet that I use. And the first thing when I do when I get your 4C worksheet is I open this, or actually I just write it on my iPad now. And I just thumb through the whole thing and I check off, like every time you say you met an objective, I check it all off. And by the time I get to the end of your worksheet, every single one of these has to be checked. So before you turn in your worksheet, make sure you go through this exact thing and be able to say, okay, I met in my worksheet, I addressed every single one of these objectives. Because if not, we're already toward the end of the class and I'm going to have to send it back and say, hey, I didn't see for 586 objective 5 anywhere. So then you have to go back and add it in. And if you've done your PowerPoint, now you have to change your PowerPoint as well. So just use this worksheet, this little cheat sheet kind of thing, when you do your competency worksheet. Make sure everything is addressed in it, every single objective, domain, and competency. Okay, and this might make a little more sense too. I'll go over it again when I do the Blackboard video. So anyway, that is basically what you're going to do in this class. I will definitely also show you the calendar. Let's see, where is it? So for 597, here is the course calendar. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay. This one's blue. 586, I made purple. And then I made one of combined. So I'll show you. But this is for 597. It goes week by week. So this first week, you're going to review this video and the portfolio requirements. And you are going to please pay attention to the due dates. So we meet the first time on the 5th. Your first week, this one we're not having, there's not going to be a PowerPoint or anything, kind of a self-guided, go through this stuff yourself, and begin to look at all of your papers and stuff you're going to be writing. And by Sunday, before you meet the following week on Monday, parts 1, 2, and 3 are due. Okay. The following week parts, and I know it's out of order, I did that on purpose. The following week, the Sunday before the week starts, so the next week, parts 6A and B are due. So I just kind of have spread it out through the semester. We don't have class or lectures every single week, but you do have something due most every single week. So make sure, even if you're not seeing a PowerPoint or anything like that, there's still something due. So here's the schedule. And I have on week 8 a soft due date for 4C. If you want me to look at it ahead of time before you turn in your final worksheet, I can do that. But it's due the following week, which is week 9. So it'll be due the Sunday before week 10 starts. And just make sure, like I said, before you turn that in, you have to go through the whole thing, work out every single objective. Where did you meet it? I would suggest you start this way ahead of time. Start it over here. For 582 and 4, you've already done it. So just copy paste it into one document. For 586, just start filling it out as you go. And it won't be too big of a project at the end. What else? Okay, I think that's all for this calendar. I do want to show you the combined calendar that I made because you're in 586 and 597. I also made a combined calendar and I'll post it in both classes. So basically the blue is 597 and the purple is 586. And I just took both calendars and put them into one. So you can see, like, week 1, this is what we're going over and what's due. Week 2, so on and so forth. So I just went through the whole semester and combined both. You have something due every single week, most of the time, something in each class. So, but I will go over 586 in a separate video. But this is a combined calendar for you. For me, it makes it a lot easier. So I thought it might be helpful for you. Okay, so in summary, there's the syllabus. It has in there the assignments and the points attached. And you find all those assignments in the rubric. So you'll open up the rubric and you'll do the assignments. The calendar is in there. The due dates are in there. Make sure when you get to the worksheet that you use your little checklist to make sure you got every single objective met. And I think that's it. Okay. Next I will do the Blackboard video. So I'll see you in a minute.